Well,
I think we might be at that point in time.
Absolutely.
I think people are starting to get the idea, and the circles that I move in is a little bit different than what many people would consider their circles. They now understand what's at stake, even though that they know the transgressions and the absolute evil and falderall that's been foisted upon us. They now understand that, yes, we're going to push for a peaceful solution. We are definitely going to do that, and it's now becoming apparent to more people that stood outside and watched everything just as observers. They now realize what's at stake, and they're now starting to come on board and loan their voice because they don't want what would inevitably happen if more people stayed out of this mix and just left it to the few people that have been doing it all these years. And that would be a bloody revolution, and I want no part of that. I am going to enjoy more of this, more it not being violent, nobody's blood being shed, but people being deported and people being jailed and the criminals getting what they deserve. I'm going to absolutely relish this. Folks, you out there listening to this program, you try to live your life honestly. You try to play by a monicum of sanity, morality, ethics. You're playing by a different rule book. The government has left you. The people involved with the government have left you long ago. Now it's our turn. Now it's our turn at bat. Dan in Texas. Hello, Dan. You're first up.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
Well, fair to middling.
You guys were talking about HB. Does that mean House Bill?
Yes, sir.
Well, to me and Robbie, that means Huntington Beach. I'm an old surfer from Huntington Beach. Just want to let you know, I'm going to give Robbie a little surf report right now in Cape Town, 12.5 feet, swells per 12 seconds, 14-mile-an-hour winds, 16 degrees Celsius. He knows what I'm talking about.
Robbie, what is it? Now you're getting surfing reports. Before we were getting soccer reports.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I just want to relate a little story and then a question, if I could.
Go ahead.
I'm from Southern California, Newport Beach. Bob Chapman, you know that area pretty well, don't you?
Oh, yes. I used to have an office down there.
So my son and I took a little bay cruise, the little peninsula down there. We got on this little boat, and we went down, and we saw John Wayne's old house and Roy Rogers and Orson Welles' old house and the #1 stockholder of Anheuser-Busch. And they were pretty nice-looking houses. And then we came across this peninsula. It was all unto itself. This little peninsula was a Mediterranean house, something you would think you would see in The Godfather. It had a whole tennis court, 3 stories, beautiful place. And the guy who was giving the tour said, you know who owns that place? You know who it was? The office chief of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And it was the most beautiful house in Newport Beach. What does that say about the state of affairs that we have today?
Why didn't you go up and knock on his door and ask him how he could afford such a palatial...
It had its own peninsula. Bob, can you imagine?
It's going to be a $15, $20 million
I think the guy's name was Louis Freeh at the time. But
yes. Well, he got his payoff. He was well protected.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, my question to you is, what is, for instance, I have a gold question. What is the reportable exchange rate on gold coins? I mean, the face value versus market value. In other words, if I have a $1,500 automobile, and someone pays me in 3 coins that have a face value of $50, but they're worth... You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yeah, you don't want to go there.
Don't want to go there, huh?
No.
Well.
Nice try, though.
Okay. One last question to you, Robbie. You were up close and personal with Stevie Nicks. In your opinion, pleasantly plump or slender and tender?
Oh, drop dead gorgeous.
Okay.
Just stunning.
All right. Well, thank you for taking my call. I love you guys. Okay.
We got the surfing report.
Don't hold back, Robbie. And who was that you were speaking of? Stevie who?
Stevie Nicks. Yeah. We'll be back, folks. Yes, I'd like to see a day in America again where you can put a bumper sticker on your car and you're not profiled by the local gendarme. I was just on our website and I saw a bumper sticker roll on the banner there for our bumper sticker people. For English, press 1. To learn English, press 2. Hey, by the way, Mr. Chapman, your buddy Tony Hilder?
Say that again, please.
I said your buddy Tony Hilder. When was the last time you talked to him?
Monday.
Do me a favor.
Friday.
When you talk to him again, tell him where's my banner on his site. I put his banner for Free World Alliance on my website, and it's been up there for an entire month. He's got Alex Jones up there. Hell, if he's got Alex, he's got to have me.
Well, I'll try to get a hold of him.
Let me inject something here because I think it is a pretty big story. Just posted it up on my website at eaglesup.com, and I think Bob can vouch for the validity of the guy that did the investigation here. His name's Rob Kirby. He has an operation in Toronto called Kirby Analytics, where he has just been taking a look at the United States Geological Survey websites that puts out information about the mineral industry surveys that they've done. And he basically has stated that the United States has exported over 175 million ounces of gold between 2007 and 2008, and he makes the observation that this amount of gold exceeds what is held by all private parties in the United States combined. He goes on to add that when the U.S. government called in gold in 1933, it melted down the coins without refining them, and as a result, such bars from the coin melt would have a purity of around 90%, and these would not qualify for description as refined gold, but could fit the definition of compound gold. And in the past few years, several gold traders have commented that the surprising number of coin melt bars were being delivered in London and Zurich markets, bars which almost certainly came from the U.S. Treasury vaults. And the conclusion is we don't have any gold left. We've exported it all. Bob?
And I think that's right. I have the report, the link in the next issue of the IF, because I picked up that report yesterday, I guess. And he's right. And that melt gold, as you say, and as the report says, has been showing up for the last couple of years. And I made comment in my publication, they got to be scraping the bottom of the barrel because that's where it came from. And I think they're close to being out of gold, which doesn't give the United States government the option of going back on the gold standard.
Robbie, you mentioned gold compounds versus what is the difference between a gold compound and what they would mint gold coins out of?
Well, for want of a better word, when you take, because when they melted down the coins in 1933, all coins, even modern issue gold coins, contain, they 22 karat gold. In other words, they contain an alloy in them. Mm-hmm. So it is not what comics would refer as good delivery bars, because good delivery bars are 0.999 pure. These are obviously 90% pure because of the alloy in them. So that's what they mean by compound bars.
So they didn't even have the wherewithal to resmelt this stuff and purify it. They just ran it through.
Yeah, they just simply melted it down and poured it into bars. That's the definition of compound gold.
And Bob, you covered a lot on the gold, talking about the euro versus the Swiss, their currency. what China and Russia is really holding, and Russia doesn't have that much in gold. China wants to buy more, but there's a little problem here. If China goes out and act like a vacuum cleaner for the world gold, that might push up the price, accelerate it too rapidly. They couldn't manage the price of gold like they have been, and even in spite of their management, gold has been going up and will continue to go up. But there's a little problem here. They don't want to really miff the feds off too much, do they?